Hello everyone, xHedra here, bringing you episode 40 of Forever Stranded, a mud pack by Gaming with Sheridan. In the last episode, let me take that out of my hand. In the last episode, we've talked about the Advance Rocketry missions, and we started setting the basic machine. And I explained to you how the electric arc furnace works, how the rolling machine works, and how the lathe works, and I showed example of each. I even showed an example of the cutting machine with wood. But I couldn't show you how the crystallizer works because we didn't have enough silicon ingots. So let's just take a quick look right now at how many we have, and we have one. So we're not even ready to be able to show you how this works. We're also stuck on the simple yet effective quest because we don't have the 6 ender pearl that we need. Let's take a quick look. No, we already have one stable ender pearl, but we only have one other ender pearl, so I'm going to make the second one right now. And now all that we need are 4 ender pearls. Let's quickly go back outside and grab some resource before we get into the meat of the episode. I'm going to grab a couple stacks of cobblestone because we're going to need to cook them into stones to craft hardened stone. I hinted in the last episode that we're going to start working on environmental tech. And why is this full? What's the problem here? Okay, so let me just grab these resources, and I guess we're going to have to do just a little bit of cleanup before we can move forward with this. And I want the cobblestone more than I want these resource cooking. So let me quickly click this all out and put some more cobblestone. And this should be hopefully enough cobblestone, but I'm not sure enough. So we're going to have to fix that again, and the system keeps... Oh wow. Okay, this is not a small mess. This is a big mess. So today we need to get into environmental tech. And what we're going to need to do here is some upgrades. And while I'm crafting the emerald upgrades to upgrade the top part, we're going to talk about environmental tech. Environmental tech has some void ore miner. And the void ore miners are what we're going to need to be able to get our Ardite fast. It's really the best way that I found to be able to move forward. Let me just grab a couple of stacks of these and some drawers. And yeah, these are all the drawers I'm going to need. Let's craft some sticks. I'm just going to make the upgrades quickly. From this we can craft the upgrade like so. And from the upgrades, I'm going to take these sticks. And from the upgrades we can craft some emerald upgrade. And if I 13, so I should be good. So if I remember correctly, we had too much of the flint. We had too much of... What else do we have? This is full with the bone. This is not full, not full. Oh, emeralds, we have too much. Do we have an ender lily pearl? No. This is too much bone meal. This is close on the lapis. This is close on... Well, no, not really close, but I have 13, so let's put one there anyway. So, oh, did I see sticky resin is close? Okay, let's go downstairs and let's finish the cleanup, and then we'll get into environmental tech. So I'm going to need to grab... I'm going to grab all the flint, because the flint I'm not going to send upstairs. I'm just going to void it. I'm going to put it right here in the void chest. And let me take another look quickly. And everything else should start taking out quickly. Let's grab whatever I can that I want to put upstairs right now. And let's go quickly back upstairs and click it into the drawer controller. I love these drawer controller. I love that we can so easily move resource. And I'm just going to do one more pass around to grab whatever flew out. And this is really crazy how the resource just flow all out of the machines like that. And can I pick everything up? Yeah, I do seem to be able to pick everything up. Perfect. So let's show this in here, this in here, this and this. And oh, platinum ore. Okay. Another thing that I wanted to do that I talked, don't remember if I touched on it, but I wanted to do. Let me go craft a basic filter. So filter, basic filter like this. is that we don't really need the platinum. The platinum is something that we have a very low drop rate for, and because of how low the drop rate is, whenever it gets in here, it's always only one stack and it gets stuck there. So there's a solution for that. And the solution is fairly easy. It's just to not let it go in there. So what we're going to do is that we're going to apply a filter here, and we're going to say platinum or gravel and not platinum or dust, and say blacklist. So now it won't ever get into the furnace anymore. And by not going into the furnace, it's going to start accruing in these two machines right here, but there's so little of it that it's not going to make a big difference. So this is how we're going to, it's not a perfect solution, it's not a final solution, but at least it's going to be good enough for the time being. Let me just throw a couple of things back in there. And let's start with environmental tech. So for environmental tech, if you search for it, you need the book. And the book is called the WIP, if I remember correctly. Oh, let's just search for the WIP guide because I don't know why this keeps clicking out. And the WIP is done with a basalt or alabaster that we don't have, or hardened stone. We can craft hardened stone, and that's why I wanted to be able to make, can I make more than a stack? Yeah, a stack and 11. So let's get the book this way. And when you get the book, let's look into it right now. What we want to create is the void ore miner. The void ore miner is a multi-block machine that mines ore from the void at a cost of large amounts of energy. The lens can be colored to target different resource. Any modifier can be used in the place of the modifier core. So everything's going to be under the controller. We need a controller, and we need a couple of things. So if we look at the void ore miner 1, it requires 24 structure block tier 1 or above, 20 machine base, 2 laser core, 1 clear laser. And if you see, the energy cost is 320 RF per duration, and the duration is 400 tick. So it means that over 400 tick, we're going to consume 320,000 RF. The next level consumes only 150,000 RF. So it's much better, and it's less expensive. So I checked, and we have all the resource to do that because it's fairly easy to craft. The tier 3 is even better, and we would want to craft that one, but then we need structure block tier 3 or above. So if we look at the structure block like so, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and the tier 3 requires ender pearl. And I really don't have enough ender pearl right now, so that's always a problem for me. The highest we can get is a tier 2, and a tier 2 is a tier 1 with 2 diamond and 2 redstone, and a tier 1 is with 2 gold. So I already made my list of all the resources that I need that I'm going to show you. So I'm going to do like I did in the last episode. I'm going to come right here and pause for 5 seconds, and I'm going to show you the whole list of the items while I'm doing this talk about the item list so that we can craft it. And I do this so that if you guys want to craft this along with me, you can pause the episode, get all of the resource that you need, and come back to it later. But before we start crafting all this, we're going to need power. And the only way to get power is to up our generator game. If you've guys been following the comments, I have a tips and tricks from Considious Gaming about making the reactor more efficient and turning it on or off. So the first part of the tip and trick is actually diamond block. If we put diamond block around the controller rod, so we have one controller rod that has 4 sides and is 3 eye, so I'm going to need 12 block of diamond. If we put this cooling mechanism around, it's going to be twice as efficient. The other thing is, when it's running continuously even though the power doesn't go anywhere. So you want to start and stop the machine. And to do this, there's a very neat way to do it with reactor redstone port that Considious Gaming explained in my comment. So I'll just show you exactly how to get it done, and we'll set it up right now. I'm going to grab 3 of these because I need to make basically 3 redstone port. And I want to make a redstone flux power tap because I want to extract the power from another place. So 2 more of these and the redstone power tap like this. And let's go to our big reactor and fix that immediately. So for the big reactor, first we're going to shut it down like so. And then we're going to open it up right here. And around the fuel rod, we're going to put the diamond block, which are going to work as a cooling agent. Like this. And then we can close this back up. And I would do this in one step, but I want to show you, so I'll just turn it back on. And oh, I never turned it off. Oh no, I did turn it off. It just didn't finish cooling down. And before I was creating 500, 600 RF per tick, and now I'm creating 1.2 kilo RF per tick for the same millibucket per tick usage. So the machine is really great. But right now, if you look at it, I'm producing 1200 RF per tick, and it's going nowhere because the energy buffer is full and it's just burning through resource. So let's turn it offline again, and I'll show you my solution, the solution that Considious Gaming gave us. I implemented it fairly quickly in my other world, and it's so easy. There's no reason not to do this from the beginning. And now I understand why it asked us to create redstone port. I just didn't know how to set it up. So we're going to break the 3 bottom glass right here and the top one right there. The reason we're breaking the top one is that I'm going to put the redstone power tap here, because this is where I'm going to put the void ore miner. And then down here, we're going to set the 3 redstone port. And we're going to take some cobblestone that we're just going to put down like this. Technically, there should be a floor all over here, so it's a good place to put it. And we're going to need some redstone. Let me just quickly get some redstone. We're going to need 3 redstone. And we're going to quickly set up the reactor. So the way this works is that these redstone port have action that emits or read redstone. So we're going to put 3 redstone like this. And this one right here is going to be our starting point. So we're going to say send active while below, and we're going to say 30%. So when the reactor energy amount is below 30%, this is going to send a redstone pulse. Now on the far right here, this one, we're going to say active while above 90%. So once the battery is above, not active while above, it's active while below again, 90%. Oh, I didn't say commit, so active while below 90%. And this one here, we're going to set to toggle reactor on and off, toggle on pulse. And the reason we want it on pulse is the following. So now, when this goes below 90, it's going to send a redstone signal. So this whole line is going to become red. The redstone signal is going to pulse the reactor on. And it's going to do that. Sorry, I'm starting the wrong way. Let's start with this side. When we get below 30%, this is going to send a redstone signal that's going to make this whole line red. And it's going to turn on the reactor because it receives a pulse. And then once we get to above, oh, that's why it has to be above, sorry. When it gets above 90%, it sends a redstone signal to turn it off. So now it's toggle on pulse, and if I look at it, it should be, currently it's on, so we're going to turn it off now. So while this empties, the pulse is on right now. It's going to continue emptying until this one reach below 30%. So just to give a quick example, we're going to put this to 80%. Okay, so that when I start pulling a lot of power from here, let's put my diamond jetpack and this in here so that we can start emptying it. Now it's just moving down fairly quickly. So once it goes down 90%, this will stop. Perfect. And we're just waiting now on getting below the 80% that we set on the other one. So we're at 88%. Let me just go back. And this is active while below 80%. So we're just waiting again until it goes down below 80. So this is going down Not as fast as I'd like to be able to show you the example, but we still need to wait for it. And when it reaches 80.5, let's say, I'll just leave this window and go to the back to show you the pulse go on. So 81.5, 81.1, and 80.5. And let's go in the back. And the moment it reaches below 80, it sent a signal. And if I go look at this, because it received a pulse, it now turned on. And now it's recharging it. And it's going to recharge it until it goes to 90. So now it's at 70. Oh, it's still going down. Okay, so it's not charging fast enough because I'm pulling a lot of power out of it. So I'm just going to quickly take the jetpack out for the time being, because I want to be able to show you. So 79, it's going to go above 80, and once it goes above 80, this is going to shut down. Perfect. So this shut down, but it's still on because it didn't pulse a new signal, so it's still online. And it's going to continue going up until it reaches 90%. And when it reaches 90%, this is going to send a signal and turn it off again. And that's what's keeping your big reactor turning on and off, so that there's always, at the very least, 90% and at the minimum 30%. So I'm going to go back there right now, and I'm going to reset this part here to say active while below 30% and commit, because I don't want it to start every 5 seconds. I want it to start only when we need to, because the reason you don't want to have it start and stop too often is that it needs to reach a certain temperature to be max efficient, and then it needs to cool down. So while you're cooling down, you're still producing power. And so now it went above 90, and let me go check back here, and now there's a signal, and if I look at it, it's now offline and it's turning off. So now it's going to turn back on the next moment that it's above 30%. So that's the important thing that you guys need to know about setting the reactor, because it's what's going to make the reactor as efficient as possible. And I did it again, and I lost one of my bags. So it's probably in an inventory upstairs. Let's just go take a quick look. Did I click it in here? Yeah. I do this so often that right now, every time I'm missing one of my backpack, I just expect that I need to go upstairs and look to find it. So let me take all of this, and let's go back down. Oh, I want the fused quartz also. Let's go back downstairs, and now we're at the point where we're going to craft the environmental tech. And the crafting is going to be pretty straightforward because I already made sure that I had the resource that I checked on my other playthrough how much resources it requires, and I'm pretty sure that I have enough, because it is expensive, but it's not crazy expensive. So let me just take one quick look at all of my chests around to make sure that my cleanup's done and things are working properly. Oh, I know the other thing I need to do. The other thing I need to do is I need to continuously get quartz. So every once in a while I have to come in here and get some soul sand to sieve. I have to make sure that this is still producing netherrack. And how's my steel production going? I need to also make sure that I'm still making steel, because all of the machines that we're going to be producing are going to need more and more and more steel. So this is all good. I can go back downstairs, and my ender pearls are coming along well. So hopefully I'm going to get the ender pearl pretty soon. So put this all in here. And I need to eat because I'm starving. And I'm a little bit starving in real life, but I'll take care of that after this episode. So I'm going to be using this sieve right here and the other one, both of them, to get as much quartz as we can. Oh, no, I didn't want to feed it. I wanted to put soul sand in it. And let's put soul sand in that one right there. Perfect. So now let's get to the crafting. So environmental tech, the void ore miner, if we take a look at it again quickly, is crafted. We're going to do the level 2 with 32 structure block tier 2, 16 machine base, 4 modifier core, 3 laser core, 1 clear laser lens, or any colored variant. And the colored variant is an important part. If I look at the void ore miner, we need a controller tier 2. So quickly, let's look at void ore miner. And the tier 1 is made with a lot of gold, a lot of quartz, a lens, and a laser core. So when it said that we needed 3 laser core, it didn't mean 3 laser core to craft these things. It meant 3 laser core to create the structure. So I'm going to need to create at least 1 for the controller and the 3 that we need. And same with the lens. But what we want to do is a void or minor controller tier 2. And that requires 3 tier 1 plus another laser core in these block of diamonds. So no block, 1 block of diamond here. We're going to need 3, 4 there, so that's 7. So let's craft the 7 block of diamond. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then let's craft the 12 block of gold that we need, which seems a crazy amount, but the resources are less of a problem now. We need 3 blocks of quartz, we need 3 blocks of iron, 1, 2, 3, and now we need these lens. Oh, and sorry, these laser core. We also need these laser core, and that's all in my bag. So whenever there was a time lapse, I created a clear glass from environmental tech, and clear glass is cooked from enriched sand. Enriched sand is cooked from sand and nether quartz, which is why we needed so much soul sand to begin with, because I knew that at some point we would need the quartz for the AE system, and we would need the quartz for this. So let's put this all in here, and while we're doing this, let's put 1 here. So we're going to need 4 laser core. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then let's look at the recipe again. Void ore miner, we're going to need some clear lens, which are crafted this way. And the lens, we need 1 for the build, and we need 3 for the 3 tier 1 and 1 for the tier 4. So let's craft 3, 4, 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And from this, we can now craft a clear lens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to keep 1 in my inventory, and I'm going to explain why once the crafting is done. So now that this is done, we should be able to craft our 3 void ore miner tier 1. And I'm going to put them in here, and I'm going to now craft the tier 2. Oh, I'm missing a block of diamond. I thought that I had counted 12 properly, but I don't know why it didn't click into the system. So we have the void ore miner controller tier 2. Now we need the structure block. And the structure block, if you remember correctly, it wants 32. But we're going to make 33. And the reason for that is that we need this little thing right here, the assembler. You right click on controllers to assemble. So instead of learning how to build the multi-block structure yourself, you basically just need to right click on the controller and everything's going to assemble. So we need 1 for this and we need 32 for the other, but they're made from the level 1, so let's craft the level 1 first. So 33 level 1, 33, like so. And now we make the 32 level 2. And the beauty of this is that you upgrade them. So when we are able to move on to the tier 3 because we have more ender pearl, then we'll just be able to break them and reuse them. Now that we have these, we also need the 16 machine base. So let's search for machine base. And the machine base, oh, alabaster, no, the ardent stone machine base. So we're going to need a couple iron bars. So let's craft 2 stack because we use them for the mesh anyway. There's nothing lost there. We're going to need some golden nuggets, so let's craft a stack of those. And we should have everything we need to make the 16 machine base that we need. So 16 like this, perfect. Now we need the, what's the other part that we need? The modifier core. So the modifier core are very interesting. They're what lets you modify and augment the machine. So I'm going to create 4 of them. So I need 4 iron block. And, oh, I'm out of stone. No, I thought I had cooked enough. Well, this is kind of throwing a wrench in this. Let me make smaller stacks so that they do cook faster. What? Okay. Perfect, and let me put some more in here in a smaller stack size again. I don't know why it's giving me the 12 like this, but I am going to need some more, so it's always good to have some stone cooked. And now we're basically waiting for cobblestone to cook into stone. This is not the most exciting thing, but what we get at the end is exciting. And I still haven't told you why it's that important. And it is important. It's going to get one of our quests out of the way faster because of it. Perfect, and I'm just going to throw these in, and these, now that I don't care quite as much, I'm going to put in with as much, with the fastest speed that I can. So let's continue crafting these. We were on the modifier core, and we need all 4 of them. Perfect. And the modifier core are the base. What we want to craft is the speed modifier. So the speed modifier are going to make the extraction faster, but to make them we need mica, which we don't have right now. So we'll get to those later in the playthrough. So we have all of this that we need, the ardent stone, the lens. Oh, we still need the laser core. So laser core, I thought I had made enough. I need 3 more. 1, 2, 3. And I don't want this lens. What I want is an orange lens. And now I'm going to tell you why I needed this and why I'm building this machine. I'm building this machine because if I use R on the orange lens and I go look what I can do with it, it's going to tell us that the void ore miner, instead of having a 6.57 chance of getting copper, oh no, who cares about copper? Instead of having a 1.77% chance of getting Ardite, we get a 7.37% chance of getting Ardite. And this Ardite block, let me right click on it. If you put it in the smeltery right here, it transforms into 4 ingots. And the plates require 8 ingot each, and we need 5 plate to be able to craft the modifier, which is the next level of modifier. So basically, the moment we get 4 of these, we're going to be, not 4 of these. When we get 10 of these, we're going to be able to craft the 5 plate. Because this sieving nether gravel is not a good solution. We don't even have 2 ingots yet. So I don't want to waste any more time on this. I just want to be able to get it. Oh, and we forgot to build the whip. So the assembler. So let's build the assembler right now. It's fairly easy. It's basically 2 obsidian and the 33rd that we did. So now that it's built, we're going to put it back there. But it's a 7 by 7 structure. And I don't want to touch this. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and hopefully this time I'm going to count better than I counted the electric arc furnace. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, no, it seems that I don't count better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 7 brings us under this right here, which is not a problem. So we'll just finish this right now. And I'm going to open it this way. And I'm going to center it around this power tap. And I'm going to go lower because I want to make sure that I have enough space to be able to go on top of the machine if I want to. So perfect, like this. And I'm going to need to put some torches, which I'll do later. And the best way to make sure that I'm not going too high is that I'm going to take the energy conduit right now. And I can't do it from here. So 1, 2, 3. So 3 is the half of 7, technically 3.5. So the next one's going to be the controller. So let's put the controller right here at the 4th position. And now it's, if I remember correctly, let me just look at the guide to make sure. The void ore miner is a 7 by 5. Now how high do we have? We have 1 for this block, 2, 3, 4. So we need to go 2 down this way. So let's go down 2 all around. And let's start building it. And it's really nice. The assembler, I wish more mod did this. Imagine immersive engineering if you had this tool and just be able to craft it this easily. Because look at how easy this is going to be. I'm going to stand on top of this here, back as much as I can, and I'm going to start right clicking, and I'm going to hold the right click button. Oh, sorry. It's not right click, it's click. Right click is breaking instantaneously the blocks to get them back. So let's go back and just left click. No, sorry, left click tells you what you need. It's right click, not holding shift. That's the problem. I didn't want to fall down and I was holding shift, which was not a good idea. And you just see the structure assemble, and the multi-block assembly is now complete. Look at this beautiful machine with a laser. So now it has power. We need to put a chest to get the drop. I'm going to put a basic oak chest for now, but later we're going to need to make it into an Ender IO chest like we usually do, so that we can transfer the resource somewhere else. And I'm going to bring it like so here, and this, perfect. And then I'm going to make this one extract always, and I'm going to put this one to input always. And wait, nothing's coming true. Maybe it's taking too long. No, let's not waste any time on the drama of why it's not working. This reason is very simple. The laser, it needs to see bedrock. So now the next step is actually digging down to bedrock so that we can have access, so that the laser can start working. And when it starts working, it's really nice because you actually see a laser every time the machine does an operation. So the center of the laser core is right here, and this laser is not dangerous, so we'll just start digging down. Before I do that though, I think I dug far enough that I could risk having mobs spawn. So let's do this, 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 and this, and let's start digging. Perfect. So let's dig straight down. In my other, well, not my current other playthrough, but in my previous playthrough, which wasn't the final version of the pack, when you had the sandstone layer, and under the sandstone layer, whoa, what is this? I was going to say that there was cobblestone down here, so the fast start was to dig super fast to get to cobblestone like in the first couple of nights, so that you didn't have to craft a cobblestone. Oh, okay. But now there seems to be a, I never remember how they're called. There seems to be a, not a temple, but a cave structure or mine structure down here. Okay, so these spiders are really dangerous. Let's get out of here. I'm going to fully eat to make sure that I heal and I don't die. And I'm going to have to close this off. Like, I really don't want to waste any time on this right now. I want to show that my laser's working. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to fully heal, make sure that I have the maximum amount of saturation that I can get. And I'm going to close this off. And I'm also going to show off my drop of evil, because we're going to use the drop of evil to remove the spawner. And we're going to, well, not in this episode, but we're going to have to explore down there, because there must be a reason why this was put there. I'm wondering if it doesn't contain some loot that when you're beginning a new playthrough... Oh, hello? Oh my god, why is Mr. Enderman here? This is kind of scaring me. I don't want to risk angering him, so let's just not look at him for now. Full saturation. I'm going to repair my obsidian hammer, and I'm going to go back down to dig and ignore this little Enderman. Oh, where's my drop of evil? Because I want to take this out as fast as possible. Okay, like so. Let's go down. I need to break this. 1 second. Break this, and perfect. Okay. So this was fast enough, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to close the structure right here. Like this, so that no mob can come from here. It's not what I wanted to do. And why isn't... Oh yeah, it has to be in my hotbar to be bringing the stuff into my hand. So close this, and now... Oh! A spider. I didn't see that there was another spider right there. Where is it? It's hiding under. Can I get it from this way? Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to break this, and then I'm going to break all of these webs. So I'm going to ask you guys to put in a comment if you had discovered this, and if what's in there. Like, we're just going to take a quick peek. Whoa, Okay, nope, nope, nope. I'm just going to close it off right now and not risk it. This is not part of what I want to do in this episode. I was not expecting this. I had no idea that this was here. Although with Sheridan, you should never be surprised to find surprises. I'm just going to break this all out of the way because I still need to go down. And I'm going to put a torch right here, and there's a chance that I'm going to hit another cavern of this because these mineshaft systems sometimes have more than one level. I could hit multiple, and I'm how low? I'm 21, so I still need to go down 21 level. Let me break this. I really need to remake my Matuk also because this is kind of annoying that it takes so long. I wish I hadn't trashed it. So let's go down, but let's be careful and check that we're not opening any cavern. And I'm hearing, yeah, we are opening another cavern. So just as I said, we should be careful. I don't know how this zombie didn't hit me though. I got very lucky on that one. And I'm not going to waste any time on the wood. I'm just going to quickly close this off like so. And we'll come back to this later in another episode or something. Although I'm going to wait to get some feedback. Oh, I'm going way too fast. I'm just so afraid that we're going to find more mobs. And this is getting dark. And oh, 3. There's no more level. Perfect. So we're down to the surface. Let's put some torches so that nothing untoward spawns. And you see, my laser's working. We have an orange laser, void mining ore. So we should start getting some Ardite pretty soon. It's not instant though, so I'm not going to open the chest and have an Ardite there right now. I have a lead ore. So I'm going to have to manage all of these resources. And an aluminum ore, and how long? 400 tick is a long time to wait to look at something. So let's not wait for it. But I just want to check my power consumption. How is this? It's moving upward even though the laser is taking power. So because of our upgrade to 1.2, we are still producing more power than we're using. So this is really great. So we're going to resolve our Ardite problem that way. And it's going to be resolved for sure because now it's just a question of time. Let me put all of this in here and that. And the restore mob spawner. Let's look at my ender pearl quickly. Not a single extra ender pearl. So the other quest that we're waiting on is the one where we need the silicon. 5 silicon ingot. I could not have timed this more perfectly because that's exactly what we need. Okay, so let's look at the crystallizer. The way the crystallizer, let's go look at the quest quickly. Moving worlds. So it wants us to create 4 silicon boule. And when we searched last time what a boule was made from a nugget and a silicon. So we need 4 silicon ingots and 4 nuggets like this, and we're going to put them right here in the input, and the machine starts immediately. And this one is probably the only one that's fast, although I have a 3.81x speed upgrade on it, where the upgrade doesn't seem to work in there, but it works in this one. So 3 and 4, and that will be a quest completed. Yes, it recognizes. Quest completed, crystallizer. Claim. The next quest, cutting wafers. We crafted everything. We only needed to make the silicon wafer. And the silicon wafer are made from boule put into a cutting machine. And voila, we have a cutting machine right here. So let's put these in the input hatch. Oh, is there any other use? No, there's absolutely no other use. So technically we could pipe these right in there immediately. And 4 silicon wafer, which should complete the cutting wafers. Now that you have boule, you will need to cut it up to make wafers that will be used for later. And claim this quest. And perfect. 2 half heart. Let's take them together. And let's get our 9th life. Perfect. And let's quickly open the loot chest. They might be good. 5 cobblestone and 1 wool. So, 1 wool. I know what I'm going to make with this wool. This is going to be epic. Just as epic as the last episode. What can we make with wool? Oh, no, that's a seat. Oh, let's back up right here. Let's make some more carpets because, if the quest doesn't give you carpet, It doesn't mean that you can't make more, and we're just going to expand this with all of the quests that we make. So we finally completed 2 more quests. The moving world quest was super fast to create for only one reason. We add enough resource because of our sieving lines right here. That's why I concentrated on that in the beginning. I think, looking back at my playthrough and episode, that I didn't concentrate on this fast enough. I wanted to wait to get the water wheel and to get the power from this, but in the future, or if I would play this again, I would probably get the sieving line going with a non-compressed one first, and the moment I got enough resource from the non-compressed, I would build the compressed, because I have one non-compressed sieve there and one there. We need them for other type of resources, the non-compressed. So it was always a good idea to get them anyway. Let's put all of that back in here, and let's take a quick look at our status of the chest, and everything's good. Oh, I'm going to take the stone out because it doesn't auto pull. And I've been thinking about setting another furnace for the extra stuff, like the not the silicone, like the stone or the glass and stuff like that. But it's just a question of how much time I want to spend on this. So next quest that we want to be able to complete is the simple yet effective, or the yet another modifier, but this is waiting on Ardite. This is waiting on 4 more ender pearl. So in the next episode, we're probably going to be able to complete at least one of these, and if not, we're going to craft a big steam. So I'm going to be doing my research on how much power the big steam can produce, because there's nothing more left here. And oh, that's what I wanted to say. Launch. Ship will require fuel launch area. So we're going to build the launch pad, fueling station, and unmanned vehicle assembler, and get our 9 lifeblood crystal. But this is the easy part. The hard part is the next one here, because for this one we're going to need to actually launch a rocket, and I'm still not quite 100% sure on how to do that. So let's look at our collector quest 1600. We're going to also have to make our dirt farm bigger, and for the Enderman Pearl, we're going to need to find a way of creating more than this garden. This garden is enough right now for where we are, but it's not going to be enough for the long term. So guys, I'm going to go back upstairs to make my final pause that I always do, looking out on what I've created in my nature. And this is going to be it for this video. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye now.